started.
No. So in the previous session, we have discussed about data loader operations and how can we perform the import and export operations through data loader we have discussed. In the last session, we have discussed about export operations, how to export the record from the object, and how can we export the records from the object, including deleted records also, which are waiting inside the recycle bin. That means export and export all. Okay, these two operations we have discussed. Now in today's session, we'll see the remaining 5 operations so that we can complete this part. Now, let's see the insert operation now. Insert operation. So what do you mean by this insert operation? What we can do? Inserting the records inside our object. Okay. As of now, we are inserting only one record at a time. Just you can go to that object tab, click on new button, form will be getting opened. There we can enter the details, click on save button, a new record will be created. So we can create only one record inside the object at a time. But in some cases, I want to insert multiple records also. It may be 2 records, 5 records, 10 records, 100 records, 1000 records, 1 lakh, or maximum 50 lakhs records. So if you want to dump some collection of records into the object in one shot, then in that case, we can use the help of insert operation. In data loader, we have this operation called as insert. Through this insert operation, we can insert the records inside your object. Now, so while inserting the records, we have to pass the values for each mandatory field. Suppose, for example, assume that I want to insert some lead records. But whenever we are creating a lead record, each lead record will have 3 fields are mandatory. Okay, in the lead object, 3 mandatory fields are available, like the last name field, and we have company field, and the third one, status field. These 3 fields are mandatory here. Remaining all the fields are optional. Okay, now, whenever we are inserting the lead records inside the lead object, we have to pass the values for the last name, company, and the status field. Remaining field values, it's your choice. It's your optional. If you want, you can pass. If you don't want, leave it. No problem here. But compulsorily, we have to pass the value for all the mandatory fields, whatever we have inside that object. Okay. Now, in this case here, whenever we are inserting the record inside the object through the data loader, we need to pass the value for all the mandatory fields. If you are not passing the value for any of the mandatory field for any of the record, the whole transaction will get rolled back. It will cancel that particular operation as well. The complete record will not be getting inserted. Okay. Now, so now here in this case, let's see. Whenever we are inserting these records inside the object, then how can we supply? That already told you in the previous session. Whenever if you want to insert some multiple records, whatever the field data or whatever the record data you would like to supply, we have to place those record data in the form of a .csv file. We have to prepare a .csv file, insert the CSV file, place those record values, and pass these input values to the data loader tool. Now the data loader is going to be inserting the record into your Salesforce object automatically. Okay. Understood the concept here? Now, so whenever if you want to insert the record inside the object, as a step one, we have to prepare a CSV file by providing the data for all the fields inside the record. Okay, now once the CSV file is ready, pass this CSV file to the data loader as input. Now the data loader is going to be inserting the records inside your object automatically. Okay, now, so now here in this case, you can raise a question. So suppose for example, in this CSV file, I have placed some 5 records, like some record 1, record 2, record 3, record 4, and the record 5. 5 lead records or 5 account records I have placed. Now data loader is going to be inserting these 5 records into the object. Upon inserting these records, first record inserted successfully. Second record inserted. Third record insertion has been failed because I forgot to pass a value for one of the mandatory field in this record 3. In the record 3, I forgot to pass the value for one of the mandatory field. What will happen in this case? I told you previously also during data loader concept. Data loader is purely supporting partial processing mechanism. Okay, partial processing mechanism. What do you mean by partial processing mechanism? Upon inserting the records, in the middle of the insertion, if any of the record operation has been failed, it won't cancel the whole transaction. Simply, it will ignore the record. It will skip the record. It will continue with the remaining records as it is. That facility is available. So, data loader purely supports partial processing mechanism. Like for example, simple concept here. Come to a small general scenario. Assume that I'm appearing for the exams. We are having some semester exams. 5 exams are available here. Now, first exam I have given very well. I have written that first exam very well. Okay, definitely I will get some 90% marks in the first exam. Second exam I have given very well. I have written very well second exam also. Third exam also I have written very well. But whenever I'm going to the fourth exam, but in fourth exam, the paper will be a bit typical. The paper is a bit tough. Most of the questions are out of the scope questions, out of syllabus. We don't know what is that question, what is that answer. We don't know that. Definitely, I will get failed inside that exam here. Then whatever the last exam, will you cancel that last exam? No. For the last exam, we'll prepare more well. That means we can prepare okay very well. So that here we can clear that. So whatever the failed exam that we have, this a failed exam we can able to write in the supplementary also in the next semester, like as a backlog. Okay. So in this case here, like the similar passion here also, first record is success, second record success, third record is fail. Even though if the third record is failed, simply it will skip the record, it will continue with the remaining records. Record 4 will be inserted successfully, record 5 will be inserted successfully here. Because that's what I told you, data loader purely supports partial processing mechanism. Okay, now, so now tell me here, totally how many records are there in my CSV file? 5 records. How many records are successfully processed? 4 records. How many records are failed? 1 record has been failed. Then how do we know what records are processed, what records are failed? For that one, once the operation has been done, data loader will generate 2 files over. It will generate 2 output files. First one is what? Success file. Second one, error file. Okay, 2 files will be available here. First one, success file. Second one, error file. Success file contains what? Whatever the 4 records has been processed successfully, those 4 records will be storing inside that success file. Error file contains what? The failed record. Whatever the records has been failed to process, those failed records will be storing inside the error file along with the failure reason also. So that here, whenever we are inserting the record inside your Salesforce object through data loader purely supports partial processing mechanism. Because of the partial processing mechanism, it is generating two output files, a success file and an error file here. Okay, understood the concept now? Make a note of this one. By using this operation, we can insert either one or more records inside the object. By using this operation, we can insert either one or more records inside the object at a time. We have to supply the input records to the data loader in the form of a .csv file. In the form of a .csv file. Now, while processing the records, data loader purely supports partial processing mechanism. Partial processing mechanism. Hence, it will generate two output files. First one is success file, which is a .csv. Second one, error file. This is also .csv. A success file which contains all the records information which has been inserted successfully. An error file which contains all the failed records along with the failure reason. Now, while inserting the records inside the object, we have to supply the values for all the required fields in the object. Done with these points? Now, so now let's come to the scenario. How can we insert? Done? Now, for example, I'm having this object here. I'm having this object. This is my account object. I have ID field, name field, rating field, industry, annual revenue, and the active status. Now, these are the fields are available inside my object, account object. We have the fields like ID field, name field, rating, industry, annual revenue, active status. Like that here I'm having so many fields are available here. In my object, we have so many fields are available, like as type field, ownership field, phone field, fax field, billing address, shipping address. So many fields are available. Now, I'm inserting the record through DataLoader. So whatever the records you are trying to insert, those records we have to place inside a CSV file. This is the CSV file. In this CSV file, we are placing these records. Whatever the records you are trying to insert, those records we have to place inside a CSV file. So whatever the records you are trying to insert, those records we have to place inside the CSV file. This is a CSV file. This is a CSV file, .csv. Now, these field names are like this. This is a name field, rating, industry, annual revenue, active status here. These are the columns are available. Now tell me how this data loader will know. So now I'm having data loader. I'm passing this CSV file to my data loader here. Now the data loader is going to be inserting the record inside my object. Now tell me how this data loader will know, okay, which column value in my Excel sheet. This is my Excel sheet here, that means CSV file. This is my actual object here. Excel sheet is a source, object is a target, okay, in which I would like to insert. Whenever I'm passing this Excel sheet to my data loader, how this data loader will know which Excel sheet column value will store in which field of your object. How this data loader will know. Now, in this case here, let's see. Now, as part of these objects here, whenever if you want to store this data into your Salesforce objects, then we have to do the field mapping. Okay, we have to do that field mapping. How can we do that field mapping over here? Now, let me explain. Now, this account name value, this value I would like to store in, okay, name field. Now, this name value I would like to store inside the name field. Whatever the rating value that we have, this rating value I would like to store inside rating field. Now, this industry value I would like to store inside the industry field here. Now this annual revenue value I would like to store inside annual revenue field. Now active status value I want to store inside active status field. That means what? We have to do the mapping. Okay, which sheet, which column data should store in which field inside your object. From Excel sheet to object fields, we have to do the mapping here. We have to do that field mapping. So as part of this data loader, we have to do that field mapping. We have to do the field mapping. By using this field mapping, we have to indicate okay, which Excel sheet column data should store in which field. We have to do the field mapping. In this case, whenever we are doing the field mapping, we have three ways are available in DataLoader tool. DataLoader provides three types of field mapping mechanism. First one, manual. That means we need to indicate manually each and every field. That means whatever the Excel sheet that we have, which column data in my Excel sheet will store in which field, we have to do the mapping manually one by one, one by one, one by one. That is one case. Second one, automatic. Data loader is having a built-in functionality, so just we can hand over to data loader, it will do that mapping automatically by default. That is the second case. Third one, with the help of SDL files. Okay, SDL, service description language files. Okay, by using SDL files also, we can able to do that field mapping. Why? Because if I'm doing that mapping manually by my own, suppose for example, we have some 100 columns are available. Here we might be having some 10 columns or 20 columns max. But when you go to the real-time implementations, you will be having some hundreds of columns in the Excel sheet. So where we have to do the field mapping. And the two, this is my regular job. Daily, I'm receiving two Excel sheets from two different marketing teams over here regarding the leads data. That data I would like to dump into my lead object here. Because every day, my marketing team is conducting the various ways of marketing in different places. Daily, they're collecting the leads data, they're placing in the Excel sheet, they're passing that Excel sheet to me. So as a Salesforce developer or administrator, it's my responsibility. I have to import this whole data into my lead object. So in that case, if the Excel sheet is having some 100 columns are available, then mapping each and every column one by one, one by one, one by one will take more time. And that too, it's not one day job. It's a regular job over here. Every day, I'm receiving two files from the different marketing teams, two different Excel sheets I'm receiving. I need to store this data into my lead object. In that case, instead of okay wasting your time, if you want to utilize the resources okay very efficiently, then first time do the mapping manually by spending some half an hour or 1 hour of time. So first time we can do the mapping. Once the mapping has been done, save that mapping data into a separate file that is called as SDL file. .sdl, service description language file. Service description language file. So now you can store this okay mapping data inside the SDL file. Now from second time, whenever if you want to do that mapping, don't do the mapping manually. Use this SDL file. This SDL file will do the mapping automatically for you, so that we can save the time from second time onwards. Okay, that facility is available here. Now, so now in this case, whenever we are going to be inserting the records or upon updating the records, upon upsetting the records, in these three cases, we have to do the field mapping mandatorily over here. Upon mapping these fields, we have these three ways: manual mapping, automation mapping from data loader, third one with the help of SDL files as well. Okay, clear? Now, let's see. Make a note of this one. Note. While inserting the records inside the object, we have to do the field mapping. That is, we have to specify which column values to be get stored in which field of the object. Which field of the object. Now, Salesforce provides the below three types of field mapping. First one, manual. Manual. In this approach, we have to map the fields manually by using drag and drop. Second one, automated. Now, in this approach, we can use the button auto match fields to column. Auto match fields, columns button. Third one, by using .hdl file. Service description language. In this approach, we can save the mapping data, that means field mapping, inside the local device, and we can reuse inside the local device with the extension .hdl, and we can reuse the hdl file for future field mapping. These are the three ways are available. Done with this? Now, let me show you how can we insert the records inside your account object here. Done everyone? Now, let me go to my Salesforce org. I'm going to my Salesforce org now. I'm going to my application. This is my account object. Now tell me in my account object, how many records are available over here? 11 records. Okay. Now, recently we have deleted 3 records over here. Let me bring those records also. I would like to restore. Now, tell me totally how many records are available? 14 records are available here. Now my requirement is I want to insert 10 more records into my account object here. I want to insert 10 more records into my account object here. I want to insert the account records into my object 10 records more through DataLoader. Then what needs to be done? Whatever the 10 records you are trying to insert, place those 10 records inside the CSV file and use that CSV file along with the DataLoader, dump the record into my object here. Now, in this case, whenever I'm trying to be inserting the record into my account object, account name is a mandatory field. Only the name is mandatory field, remaining all are optional. Rating field, industry, annual revenue, all are optional here. Now, but even though I don't want to make them as empty, I will pass the value for this fields also over here. Let's see how can we insert the records into my account object right now. Let me show you with practical. So for that one, what needs to be done? Whatever the 10 records you are trying to insert, those records we have to place inside a CSV file first. So I'm going to that Excel sheet. Go to an empty Excel sheet over here. Now, I would like to specify the column names over here. Like account name, rating value, industry, annual revenue, account type, now ownership, contact number, fax number, website name, billing city, billing state, billing country, account number, SLA, customer priority, active status. These are the columns which I have placed. These are all of the columns. Account name column, rating column, industry, annual revenue, type, ownership, phone number, fax, website, billing city, state, country, account number, SLA, priority, active status. These are the columns over here. I want to place 10 records inside this Excel sheet. Okay, I would like to place 10 records. Let's see how can we place. I'm giving this name as data loader account -1. I'm giving this name as a data loader account -1. Like that, we can give your name also. Ramesh Kumar, Pavan Kumar, Suresh Kumar. Like that, we can give separate names also here. I'm giving this a rating here, account name over here. Here's the first record name. Now I would like to create 10 records over here. Just click and drag. These are the 10 records. Don't pass record ID because ID will be generating by whom? Salesforce. We no need to pass ID here upon insertion. Now, In this case here, I'm preparing 10 account records, different names I'm giving, data loader account 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. Rating value. For few records, I'm giving the rating value as warm. For few records, cold. For few records, hot. Now, this is a warm. For two records, I'm giving this rating value cold. For the remaining records, I'm giving this rating value as hot. Industry. Here I'm indicating as energy. This is consulting. This is banking. This is manufacturing. I'm giving some different names over here. For these records, I'm giving the industry as energy. For two records, consulting. Two records, banking. Two records, manufacturing. Instead of giving same values, I'm passing different values over here. Annual revenue. Here I'm giving the value some 42 lakhs, and here I'm giving this value 29 lakhs 50,000. Here I'm giving this value 51 lakhs. Now these are the different annual revenue values. Next, account type. For this one, I'm giving the value as customer direct. For a few records, installation partner. For few records, technology partner. Now these are the values. Next, ownership. I'm giving as public. For this one, private. Next, contact number. I'm giving some value. Now, there is a first person contact number here. Now I would like to indicate the remaining people's contact number. Different contact numbers I'm providing. Last 41, 42, 43 like that here. Fax number. I'm giving this value. Now this is a fax number. For a few of the records, I'm giving that same. For a few records, I'm giving some different value. I'm giving this different fax number. Website. Here I'm indicating as, for example, I want to specify now msnlabs.com. For this one, gmail.com. These are the website names. Here I'm giving these website names. Next. For this record, so billing city, I'm giving the value as Pune, billing state, Maharashtra, billing country, India. Now, these records will be from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. These are from Bangalore, Karnataka, India. These are the values. I would like to pass these values over here. Instead of giving the same value for all the records, I'm passing different values over here. Okay. Now, account number. I'm giving this customer number as C hyphen 560091. This is the first customer number here. I want to generate that customer number automatically here. This is a sequence. 560929394 like that here. SLA. For a few customers, I'm giving this SLA as platinum. For a few customers, gold. For few customers, silver. Depends upon the revenue I'm generating from the customer, depends upon the number of items they're purchasing from my org, we are going to be providing that SLA. Customer priority. Here I'm giving as high, here I'm giving as medium, only for one low. Now, active status I'm passing as yes. All the customers will be in active status here. These are the values. So I'm preparing 10 records data over here. There is a 10 records. Total 10 records I'm preparing in my CSV file Excel sheet. Clear? You know this Excel sheet concept, right? Just you can able to type this information also. You can drag. It will be populating automatically. Now, so these are the 10 records data I have placed totally here in my Excel sheet. Now save this file. Click on save into your folder here. Select the folder over here. Select the folder. I'm saving this data in the folder over here, 376 in DataLoader extracts folder. Now specify the file name. I'm giving the file name as, here select that file type as comma delimited. There is an option called as CSV, comma delimited option. Now specify that file name in double quotes. I'm giving accounts insert.csv. Okay, I'm giving this a file name as accounts underscore insert.csv. Click on save button. Now my file has been saved successfully here. Okay, now let me close this file. Whenever we are using this data loader tool, before using that Excel sheet, first of all close that Excel sheet file, or else data loader can't read, because a file can be utilizing by only one person at a time here. That is a fundamental rule. Now let me go to the data loader tool. I'm going to the data loader tool now. Let me log into the data loader tool. Insert. I'm giving my credentials. Now click on insert. Okay, now I would like to use insert operation over here. Select the object name in which you would like to insert the record. Now this is the account object in which I want to insert the record. Choose CSV file, that means where exactly the record has been placed. Select that file. Already I have prepared that Excel sheet. Go to that browse button. Select the file. Okay, this is the file over here which we have prepared, accounts underscore insert. Click on open. Okay, now click on next button. Now it will be reading that file. It will read the file. It will indicate. Now it is indicating that your operation will contain 10 records. Right, correct. Because I have placed only 10 records inside my file. So my operation will include 10 records. Click on OK button. Now we have to do the field mapping over here. This is the place we have to do that mapping. Now, in my account object, so many fields are available, but I'm not passing the value for all the fields. I'm passing the value for few fields. Then in that case, we need to indicate which column in your Excel sheet data will store in which field of your object. So that we have to do that field mapping over here. Now it is indicating this. This is a file column header. There is a heading called as file column header. That means in that Excel sheet, these are the column headings are available here. In Excel sheet, these are the column headings are available. Now, we have to specify that field name. This is a field name. Here we need to specify the field name in which field you would like to store this data. Here we have this Excel sheet column names. These are the Excel sheet column names that we have. Now, this particular column, contact number, column data, you want to store in which field of your object? In account object, we don't have contact number field. We have phone field here. Now this contact number field Excel sheet column data I want to store in the phone field. So we have to do the mapping here. Here we have given the field name as a fax number, but actually inside the account object, what is the field name fax? We have to do the mapping over here. So we have to do this mapping. In this case here, we have to specify. Click on create or edit a map button. Click on create or edit a map button here. Now click on create or edit a map button. Now it is providing a window. Here we are having your Salesforce object fields. This is your object fields. This is your Excel sheet columns over here. This is your Excel sheet columns. Okay, Excel sheet columns. The bottom will be the Excel sheet columns, top one will be the account object fields over here. Now, in this case, whenever we are observing that some Excel sheet column names are same like as my object field names also. In that case, if you want to do that mapping automatically, click on the button auto match fields to columns button. Click on the button auto match fields to columns, then it will go to that Excel sheet column names. Those column names it will be mapping with the object field names automatically. That means if the Excel sheet column name and the object field name both are same, it will map automatically by default. Suppose if both are different, we need to do the mapping manually because Excel data loader don't know in which column it has to be stored. Now, so that here click on the button auto match fields to columns here. Let's see. Now it is indicating some field names are automatically mapped by Salesforce over here. Now some field names are still not yet mapped over here. Now it is indicating. Now remaining we need to map. We have active status. This is the data you want to store in which field? Active underscore underscore C. Just you can enable drag and drop. Use the drag and drop option in order to do the mapping over here. Clear? Next. Billing state. I want to store into the billing state field. You can do the mapping here. Next, contact number. Contact number data you want to store in which field? Phone field. I'm mapping with phone. Next one. Fax number. You want to store inside fax field. Next, rating value. I want to map with rating field. Website name. I would like to map with website. That's it. Done. All are mapped over here. Okay? Understood the concept over here? Now, we have to do the mapping like this. So now, if your object field name and the Excel sheet column name both are same, then just you can able to click on auto match fields to columns, then Salesforce will do the mapping automatically. The rest of the fields we need to do the mapping manually by using this drag and drop options. Now, so now in this case here, now once you are done with this mapping, if you want to use this mapping every time over here, then just you can click on save mapping. You can do the mapping once by spending some time, save this mapping file into your local folder here. Inside my local system, I want to save this mapping file over here. Now, in which folder you would like to store? Inside my current folder here. I would like to store, with the name accounts insert mapping .sdl. Save the file with the extension .sdl. Accounts insert mapping.sdl. That means this is a mapping file which will be holding the data which is used to do the mapping between that fields and the Excel sheet upon insertion over here. Now, for that one, you can give any file name whatever you want. Click on save. Now the field mapping has been done. Now, let's cancel this operation here. Now I would like to use that SDL file now. Let's go to your folder. Let's see. This is the SDL file which we have prepared over here, which is having that field mapping inside that. Now, let's go to your data loader now. Click on insert, account object. Select that file where exactly the records has been placed. Click on next button. Now it is indicating that there are 10 records are available inside my file. Yes, the count is correct. Now do the mapping. This time what we can do? Hmm. We are having a button called as choose an existing map button here. Already we did the mapping. That mapping file already we have stored into our local system. So use that mapping. Click on choose an existing map. Select that mapping file here. Once you click on open, it will do the mapping for all the fields automatically by default. We no need to do the mapping manually. That will be done by that mapping file which is having the extension .sdl. Okay, these are the three types of mappings are available here. Now click on next button. Now here it will ask you to select that output files location where you want me to place these output files. That already told you once the operation has been done, data loader will generate two output files, a success file and an error file, where these files needs to be get placed so that you can select the target location here where exactly you want me to place these files. I'm selecting that same location over here, 376 data loader extracts. Select the folder over here. Click on finish button. Now it is giving that warning message to you. So now you have chosen to insert new records. Okay, click begin. Okay, just you can click on S button to go ahead. Click on S button. Now it will be inserting those records inside my object over here. Now it is giving that confirmation message. Your operation has fully completed. There were 10 successful inserts, 0 errors. Whatever the 10 records we have placed in my Excel sheet, all the 10 records has been inserted into my account object automatically. So that here, whenever we are inserting the records, no need to insert each record manually. If you are getting the data in terms of bulk, if you are receiving the data in the form of Excel sheet, then collect the data in the form of Excel sheet, dump into your object by using DataLoader tool. Now, click on OK button. Now, let's see. It is generating two files over here. A success file and an error file. Two files has been generated. When you observe the file names here, let's see. This is a file name. We are having this a file name over here. This is the file name. Now we have this file name success. It is having a number. Now tell me what this number indicates over here. This number indicates date time stamp. Okay. So the current date time stamp here 01 month, date, year, hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. Okay, date time stamp value here. We are having that okay month and the date and the year, and we are having that hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. That we know that here for 1 second we are having 1000 milliseconds are available. So that based on that okay operation date time stamp, it will prepare that success file and the error file both. Now let's do that here. When you open this success file here, open that success file. Now it is adding that column also. Let's see. Now this is the data which we have specified over here. Now it is adding that record IDs also inside this column. In this Excel sheet, it will be adding the ID column also. These are the IDs are generated by Salesforce for my 10 records over here. When you come to the last, you will be having that. A column will be getting added with the name status column, which is indicating what kind of operation that you have done. Whether you have deleted the record, inserted the record, updated the record, or what. So it is indicating this item created. That means record has been inserted into the object here. Okay. Now, so once you are done with these operations over here, let's go back to your Salesforce object. Let's see. As of now, how many records are there? 14. Now just refresh this user interface now. Now tell me how many records are there? 24. 10 records are inserted. These are the 10 records here. Starting with the data. Starting with the data, these are the records. Data loader account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. When you open this record, we can see that recorded data as well. Go to the details tab, we can see whatever the name that we have given, whatever the rating value, phone number, fax number, website, and then account number, type, ownership values, and then industry name, annual revenue over here. And then we have given that address information like a city, state, country, customer priority also, and the SLA also, active status, whatever the values we have supplied with all the values records will be inserting into our object in one shot. Okay, this is how we can able to perform the bulk imports inside your Salesforce object at a time through data loader. Clear? Now, so this is how we are going to be inserting the records inside your object through data loader here. Okay, next one, update operation. Update operation. So what do you mean by this update operation? What we can do? Right. So now by using this, okay, update operation, we can update or we can modify the existing records by assigning some new values for the required fields. Already we have given some account records, we have stored some account records in the past. Now I want to update some of the record values. That annual revenue value I want to change. Or customer priority I want to change. Or I want to change the type value or ownership value. Anything, whatever you want. Okay, whenever if you want to modify the existing record values through data loader, then we can go with the help of updates operation. By using this update operation, we can update either one record or multiple records inside the object at a time. So, whatever the records you are trying to update, those new data we have to place inside the Excel sheet. Same procedure. Here also we have to prepare an Excel sheet, that means a CSV file. In that CSV file, place all the records, new data which you are trying to update, including record ID also. That means upon updating the records, we need to pass record ID also over here. Without the record ID, we can't perform the update operation. Because in this case, if I'm simply specifying the recorded details without ID, then how the data loader can understand what operations we need to do? Or you want to insert the record or you want to update the record here? In that case, if you are updating the record, what record you want me to update? Pass that record ID. In that record, these new values I would like to update automatically here. So, upon updating the records, we need to pass record ID also. Along with the record details, we need to pass record ID also. That facility will be available. In this case, here also, same like as insert operation. Once update operation has been done, then automatically data loader will generate two output files to you, a success file and error file here also. Okay, two output files will be generating by Salesforce. Clear? Understand the concept here? Now, make a note of this one. Update operation. By using this feature, we can update the existing records in the object by assigning the new values for the required fields. By using this feature, we can update the existing records in the object by assigning some new values for the fields. While updating the records, we have to supply the record ID also inside the CSV file. Inside the CSV file. Once the update operation has been done, then it will generate two output files. First one, a success file, second one, an error file. We have to supply the input records in the form of .csu file. Now, in that case, just you can go to the record. If there is any record has been failed, go to that error file over here generated by Salesforce. Open that error file. In that one, at the last, it will be indicating what is the mistake that you did. So now just you can able to based on that correct that value and then re-upload. That's it. Done with this? Next. Let's see how can we do that. Now let me show you. Now let me take one success file over here which we have generated just now. This is a success file. In this one, I would like to update few values for the fields. Now, for this records, I would like to give this rating value as hot. Now, here I am giving this rating value hot. For all the records, I am updating the rating value as hot. Now, for all these records, I am giving that new value for the annual revenue. I am giving this new value as 59 lakhs. For a few records, I am giving this annual revenue as 72 lakhs. Now for these records, I would like to give that account type as prospect. Now for all the records, I would like to give the ownership value as public. Now, I would like to change this billing city value here. For all R, I am going to be providing that value. Hyderabad. Now some Telangana, India. Now I would like to specify this value for all the records. Now for all the records, I am giving this value as bronze. Now, these are few field values I'm going to update over here. But here I don't want this as status field over here. I'm removing this. I'm deleting this as status field. Now, I want to update these records. I'm updating the rating value as hot for all the records. I'm going to be updating this annual revenue value also. I'm changing this account type as prospect. I'm making it as public for all the records. And then we are going to be updating the billing city as Hyderabad for all the records automatically over here. Now, let's see. Once you are done with this, then just you can save this file. Save as. I want to save this file over here inside my location. In this location, I would like to save the file with the name accounts update.csv. I'm giving this a file name as accounts underscore update.csv. Save this a file. Okay, I've saved the file. Let's try to perform update operations over here. Let me check. As of now, inside my account object, these are the records are available. Annual revenue values. These are the annual revenue values. 42 lakhs, 51 lakhs, like that here. Now we are updating the value as some 59 lakhs and then 72 lakhs like that. Now let's see. Let's go to the DataLoader tool. Click on update. Select the object here in which you would like to update the record and select the input file. I'm selecting this file accounts underscore update. This is a file where exactly I have placed the data related to my account records which I would like to update back to the database. Click on open. Click on next button in order to update the records. Now it is indicating your operation contains 10 records. Yes, the count is correct. We have placed 10 records in the CSV file. Click on OK. Now do the mapping. Now already we did the mapping over here. Let's use that same mapping file. Choose an existing map. Select that SDL file. Now it is doing the mapping automatically. But here one field is not yet mapped, ID field. Because while inserting the account record, we have prepared that CSV file. So and then we have prepared that SDL file. So during that insertion, ID was not available. Once a record is inserted, then Salesforce will generate the ID. So now I would like to do this mapping manually here. Just you can go to that create or edit a map ID field. I would like to map it here. ID field I'm mapping manually. Click on OK. Now this ID also we have mapped now over here. Clear? Now click on next button. Select the target location where exactly you want me to place these output files. Once the operation has been done, whatever the two output files will be generating by Salesforce, success file and the error file, where you want me to place. I want to place in the same folder over here. Click on finish button. Now it is giving a warning message to you. You are trying to be updating the record inside the object here. Once the update operation has been done, you can't cancel that operation because it's an irreversible mechanism. We can't cancel that operation. Once the transaction is committed, that will be fixed. We can't change it again here. So it is indicating that you are about to take the operation cannot be undone, or you want me to go ahead or not. Yes, I would like to go ahead. Click on yes button. Now it is performing the operations over here. Now my operations are done. It will show the confirmation message. Now it is indicating your operation has fully completed. There were 10 successful updates and 0 errors. So all the 10 records has been updated successfully here. Click on OK button. Let's go back to your folder here. 2 more files are generated. Success file, error file. Go to the success file over here. Now we can see the record data. At the last, we can able to see a column called as status column. It is indicating what is the operation it has done over here. Record has been updated, item updated. That means record has been updated successfully here. Clear? Now let's go back to your Salesforce arc. Now, as of now, we have 42 lakhs, 51 lakhs, and then 29 lakhs, 50,000. Just refresh this user interface. Now let's see. You'll be having 59 lakhs, 72 lakhs are available here. These are the new values. For all the records, we have given the rating value as hot. And then we have given the ownership as public here. Customer priority as high. Now for most of the records we have given this, we can type as prospect. We have assigned the new value as prospect over. So we can see that latest data, multiple records also we can update in one shot. Okay. Now, next. The next operation, upsert. What do you mean by upsert? What did you understood with the operation upsert? Upsert means what? Both
Update plus
insert and
insert.
update. Okay, right. So in this case, as of now, what we did, we have inserted the records separately. We have updated the records separately here by using the two operations separately. Instead of doing these two operations separately, we can combine both the operations into a single operation by using upsert. So upsert is a combination of update plus insert. Both. We can update the records, we can insert the records in the same object in one go. Don't perform these two operations separately, make them as combined. Now, in this case, how can we do this operation over here? Let's see. For example, I have an object. This is my account object. Now I'm using DataLoader tool. I'm using this DataLoader tool. Now I have two CSV files are available over here. Now this is the file 1. This is the file 1, which is for insertion. I have placed 10 records inside this. This is the file 1, file 1.csv. I have one more file. That means one more CSV file, file 2.csv. Here I am placing some 5 records which needs to be get updated. I have placed 5 records. Now, so now in this case, I want to insert this 10 records into the same account object. These are 5 records into that. I want to update into same object. In this case, don't perform these two operations separately. Combine these two operations into a single operation. Whatever the records that we have, place those records into a single CSV file. Now, place those records. Whatever the records you would like to insert, those are 10 records also. Whatever the records you are trying to update, those 5 records also, place those files into a single CSV file here. Total how many records we are placing over here? 15 records I'm placing inside the CSV file. Once it is done, then we can able to pass this CSV file to the data loader to perform that operation over here. Okay, so now don't perform these two operations separately. Combine this whole data within a single CSV file. Pass this CSV file to the data loader. Now this tool is going to be performing the operations in that object records. Whatever the 15 records we have placed, all the 15 records will be getting processed. From that 15, 10 records will be inserted, 5 records will be updated. Clear? Now, so now here I have a small question. So now tell me, total 15 records I have placed into that CSV file. Now how the data loader will know what 10 records needs to be inserted, what 5 records needs to be updated? How data loader will know? Based on record ID, right? Because that already we have discussed, upon updating the record along with the data, we need to pass record ID also. In that case, whatever the 5 records you are trying to update, these 5 records will be having record ID also. So in this case, if the record contains ID, it will be treating this as an existing record, so we have to update. If the record doesn't have any ID, that means it's a new record, so it will be inserting here. Based on the record ID, it will be differentiating which records needs to be get updated, which records needs to be inserted over here. Now, once the operations has been done, as usual, data loader will generate two files over here. One is success file, second one error file. Clear? Understood the concept now? Now, make a note of this one. Now, upset is a combination of both update plus insert. Now, by using this operation, we can perform both insert and update operations on the object records at a time. That is, we have to place both the records, both new records and existing records inside a CSV file and supply the input file to the data loader and supply the input file to the data loader tool. Data loader will differentiate the records based on record ID. If the record contains record ID, then it will get update. It will update the record. If the record doesn't have the ID, then it will insert. Now, once the upset operation has been done, then it will generate two output files. First one a success file, second one an error file. These are the two files will be generating by Salesforce. Done with this? Now, let's see. How can we do that here? Now, let me take a file here. This is the latest CSV file. That means success file generated by Salesforce. Now, these are the records are available. 10 records are available. Now I'm removing some 5 records over here. First 5 records I'm keeping it as it is over here. Remaining 5 records I would like to remove. Now I have placed this 5 records. Data loader account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For these records I'm updating some values. I'm giving this industry name as communications. I would like to update this industry name as communications. Annual revenue, I would like to update it as 82 lakhs. Now, customer type, I'm giving this value as technology partner. And then I'm giving this SLA as platinum. I don't
Sir,
want this column.
can we change the data loader, the account name to some other name?
Now, if you want to change this name also, we can modify. Like as a data loader account 101, and then we can able to represent 102, 103, 104, 5 and 5. These are the records. That means I'm updating this existing records over here. Now, along with this 5 records, I want to insert 5 more records also into my object here. Not only updating this 5 records names and then industry names, annual revenue, account type, and then the other field like as SLA value, I want to insert 5 records more also inside my object here. Not only updating the data, I want to insert some new records also. For that one, I'm preparing some sample records over here. Now, sample test account, okay, 201. I'm preparing 5 records. Sample test account, okay, 201, 202 like that. I'm giving the rating value as warm for all these records. Industry, I'm giving as consulting for few records. For few records, I'm giving the industry as technology. And then annual revenue, I'm giving the value as some 74 lakhs for all these records. I'm giving this customer type as I would like to specify. Now I would like to specify the customer direct. Ownership as private. So now whatever the company they're working, it's a private organization. I'm giving the contact number. This is the contact number. Now, fax number. I'm giving some value. I'm giving this value here. Now, website name. I'm giving as some Reddy Labs. ReddyLabs.com. This is for Vizag location. Billing state some Andhra Pradesh. Country India. I would like to give this a same values. Customer code, okay, CID hyphen, okay, 200034. I would like to indicate this value. These are the values. Next, SLA I'm giving as gold. Customer priority is a medium. Active status, yes. Okay. Now, these are the 5 records I have placed additionally. In this CSV file, I have placed totally 10 records. Out of this 10, 5 records I would like to update, 5 records I would like to insert. So the first 5 will be updating, next 5 will be inserting records. So that's what here, the records which are having IDs, those will be updating back to the database. The records which doesn't have ID, those will be inserting into your object automatically. Okay, now, so both the records I have placed. Now let me save this file. I'm saving this file into my local system here. I'm giving this a file name as accounts upsert.csv. I'm giving this a file name as accounts underscore upsert.csv. Save this file. Now close this. Let's go to the data loader tool. Click on upsert button. Select that object name where exactly you would like to perform the upsert operation and select the input file. Here we have placed that file accounts underscore upsert. This is the file where exactly I have placed total 10 records. Now click on next button. Now it is indicating your operation will contain 10 records. Yes, the count is correct. Now it is indicating that we are going to be using this okay ID in order to differentiate the records upon performing the operation. So now I would like to do that mapping over here. Click on choose an existing map. This is a mapping file. Now ID record ID value we haven't mapped over there. Now do that mapping here. Click on create or edit a map button. So now this ID field is not yet mapped. Map in that ID column here. You would like to map here. Click on OK. That has been placed. Now click on next button. Select the target location where exactly you want me to place that output files. Here also it will generate 2 files, success and the error files will be available here. Now click on finish button. Now it is giving this warning message. You are trying to be adding some new records or updating the existing records both. So now you want me to go ahead for this operation or not here? Yes, I would like to go ahead. Click on S button. Now the operation will perform. It will show the confirmation over here. It is processing the records. The operation has been done. Now it is indicating the operation has fully completed. There are 10 successful upserts and 0 errors. All the records has been processed successfully. Now click on OK. Let's go back to your account object. See the records over here. Whatever the first 5 records are available, for that one we have given the industry as communications. Just refresh this. See, For the first five records, the industry has been assigned as communications over here. And then we have changed that record names also here. 101, 102, 3, 4, 5. We have updated the names also and the rating values, industry names also. We have updated everything, the remaining values also. We can able to see it over here. Okay. Along with that, we have created five more records also, which are starting with the name sample. Now these are the records here. Sample test account 201, 202, 3, 4, 5. Five records has been inserted. These are the values which were supplied for this particular record. So, clear? Now, this is how we can able to perform both insert and update operations. So now we are having totally 29. Previously, we have 14 records are available. Then later we have inserted 10 more records. Then now we have inserted 5 or 15 records we have processed. So total 29 records will be available here. Clear? Now, next one. Next operation. Now tell me, what do you mean by delete operation? What we can do? What is the use of delete operation? Delete the records. In order to delete some records from the Salesforce object, then generally we are using delete button. Whenever I'm using delete button, by using that button, we can delete only one record at a time. Suppose, for example, I have 2000 records are there inside my object which I want to delete all. In that case, we can go with the help of DataLoader. Through DataLoader, we can delete multiple records also from the object in one shot. But in this case, in order to delete the record, we don't want the complete record details, just we need record ID, that is enough. Just by knowing the record ID, we can delete the record from the object here. Now, here you can raise a question. Sir, whenever I'm deleting the record through DataLoader, will the record will be deleted permanently from the Salesforce object? Or will it be placing in the recycle bin as it is for next 15 days? Here also the same. You can delete the record by using delete button also, data loader also. When moving forward, if you are using Apex programming also, concept is same, no change. The ways are different, but the functionality will be same. So in that case, once the record has been deleted from the object through data loader, deleted records will be residing in the recycle bin for the next 50 days as usual. From there, we can restore it back if you want. Okay. Then in that case, how can we delete these records? Now let's see with the practical here. Now, make a note of this. By using delete operation, we can remove either one or more records from the object. From the object. To remove the records from the object, we just need the record ID. Deleted records will get resides inside the recycle bin for the next 15 days as it is. Now, once the delete operation has been done, then it will generate two output files. First one is success file, second one an error file. Done with this? Now, let's see. Now I would like to delete few records here. Now I want to delete the 5 records from the object. What 5 records I would like to delete? Let me explain. Now, I want to delete these 5 records. Sample test account 201, 202, 203, 4 and the 5. In order to delete this record, we don't want any details, just we need record IDs. That is enough. Okay, record ID is enough. I am preparing an Excel sheet here. I am preparing an Excel sheet. Here I am preparing a field with the name ID. In this one, place those record IDs over here. Whatever the 5 records you are trying to delete, copy those 5 record IDs, place inside this. I don't want any more details here. Save this file into your local system. I'm saving this file. Select that extension as comma delimited. I'm giving the file name as accounts delete.csv. Accounts delete.csv. Click on save button. Now the file has been saved successfully. Now close the file. Now let's go with the data loader. Click on delete button. Select this account. I'm selecting the file as accounts delete. Click on next. Now it is giving the confirmation your operation will contain 5 records. Yes, the count is correct. We have placed only 5 records. Now it is using this ID field to map that confirmation. Just you can able to map that here. We are mapping this auto match fields to columns. Okay, it will be mapping this Excel sheet column with object field. Click on OK. Next button. Choose that file. Okay, target location. Same. Click on finish. It will give 2 warning messages here. First one, you are trying to be deleting these records from the object here. Once you click on yes button, it will show one more warning message, which will be indicating the records which you are trying to be placing in the recycle bin will be very, very limited. Remaining records will be deleting permanently from the Salesforce object. Or you want to go ahead or not, it will show that error message here. Now, the number of records allowed in your recycle bin is limited. So the action you are about to take, okay, may cause irreversible data loss. You want me to go ahead or not here? Yes. Click on yes button. Now it will be deleting those records from the object. Now it is giving this confirmation over here. Your operation has fully completed. There were 5 successful deletes and the 0 errors. Now, let's go back to your Salesforce object here. As of now, we have 29 records. Let's refresh this table now. How many records are available now? 24 records. 5 records has been deleted. Let me go back to my recycle bin here. Now let's see. Do we have the deleted records available or not? Yes. The records are waiting inside the recycle bin. From here, if you want, we can restore it back to the actual object also. Okay. So this is how we can able to perform delete operation by using DataLoader tool. The next one, last operation, hard delete. This operation you can't do now. Whenever you are using DataLoader tool, initially this hard delete button will be in disabled state. You can't see that in enabled state, it will be in disabled state here. If you want to enable this button, we have to go to that settings here. Click on settings. Now here you will be having a checkbox use bulk API. If the checkbox is selected, then only button will be in enabled state. Suppose if I am unselecting this checkbox, then button will be in disabled state here. Whenever you are installing the data loader, upon using that, by default hard delete button will be in disabled state. You can't see in enabled state here. We have to enable it by going to the settings, select the checkbox, okay, by using that use bulk API. Now, then what is the purpose of hard delete here? Basically, whenever we are deleting the record from the object, records will be deleting from the table, it will store into the recycle bin for the next 15 days. But in some cases, I want to delete the records permanently from a Salesforce object. I don't want to store them into the recycle bin. I want to remove the records permanently from the Salesforce instance without moving to the recycle bin. In that case, we can go with the help of hard delete. But hard delete operation requires some special permission inside that profile level. That is called as bulk API hard delete permission inside the profile level. But in the current user profile level, we can't enable that permission. So we can't do the practice of hard delete operation right now here. If you are creating your own custom profile, there we can do. In security, we'll see how to create our own custom profile. There, how to grant that permission. We'll see that here. Okay, it's a common question in most of the interview. In order to perform the hard delete operation, what is the permission that we need? We need a permission called as a bulk API hard delete permission. Okay, bulk API hard delete permission is required in the user's profile level. Okay, now make a note of this one. Hard delete. By using this operation, we can remove the records from the object permanently without moving to the recycle bin. Without moving to the recycle bin. Now, we have to enable this button by selecting the option use bulk API in data loader settings. To perform the hard delete operation, we need a special permission called as bulk API hard delete in user's profile. In user's profile. These are the various operations that we can do with the help of data loader. In order to perform both import operations and export operations, we are using the help of this data loader feature. Okay. So in tomorrow's session, we'll see some more new features. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about relationships feature. How can we map the associations between the objects? Okay, we'll see with the help of okay mouse clicks by using the various relationship data types. We'll see in tomorrow's session. Don't miss that session. That topic is very, very important. Done. Thank you.